From the Carson Student Athlete Center and the Schaefer Sports Hall of Fame here in Tempe, it's time for Sun Devil Extra, presented by Spring Hill Suites, Phoenix, Scottsdale. Braiden Bell alongside the athletic director, Graham Rossini. Graham, first off, thanks for being here again. Consecutive weeks. We're on a hot streak now.
Hot streak. I got a nose tickle, so I'm probably going to sneeze at some point while recording, and we'll see how that plays out. But it's chilly outside, and you just roll with it.
Yeah, we're going to battle through. It's your flu game or
Battle
cold game, something like that.
Not cold, I just like my nose itches.
Okay.
At the worst possible time. So you're welcome, folks. We'll see what happens.
I'm glad he alerted us up front. So we will work through that. Graham is a trooper for being here. Speaking of a cold scenario, let's dive right into hockey.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. I was proud of that one. Number 13, Arizona State hockey split at home against North Dakota this past weekend, but I wanted to get your thoughts on the great success they've had so far. Three-way tie at the top of the NCHC. I don't think there really could have been a better scenario to ask for at this point of the season, first year in the conference, and boy, they've showed out.
Yeah, really exciting, and we haven't had a chance to watch a lot of hockey this fall. It's been such a busy fall with everything else, and a lot of unique parts of the schedule navigating the first year in the NCHC. But we had all circled the North Dakota weekend. The moment that we got in the conference, knowing that that's going to be an incredible matchup and really a fun rivalry to create as we move forward. And I think it lived up to its billing over the weekend. And shout out to the North Dakota fans. They were well represented in the Valley this weekend. We knew that would be the case. We probably could have filled Desert Financial Arena if we had a sheet of ice in that facility. But really exciting hockey, and you get greedy in those moments, but 28 seconds left, you feel like we're going to close out the sweep, and they got us as they pulled their goalie. But if you would have told us 6 months ago that you're going to host North Dakota and you're going to be 28 seconds away from sweeping, or you end up with a win and an overtime loss and a point, we're probably going to take that outcome, knowing that that's one of the best programs in America. And again, aspirationally, we want to be battle tested. We want to know what the best version of any of our sports looks like. I think we got a really up close and personal view of an incredible elite hockey program this weekend, and it gives us the confidence that we're building it, and we're not that far away, and we can compete at the highest level now in Division I ice hockey. And so just really proud of Coach Powers and the team for the way that they represented, how they competed, and the outcome is obviously a huge positive of that as well.
Hockey is one of those sports, more so than any, that you really feed off the atmospheres and talk about rocking the mullet, and that has certainly become a factor. I mean, this fan base has just continued to grow and grow and grow over the years. Seems like it almost has reached another level, though, this year. I mean, in terms of planning out for the future of this program, athletic department as a whole, I mean, how big of a factor does hockey play into that?
It's massive, and this decade-long journey at this point of preparing to get in Division I, getting the facility underway, and then joining a conference so we can compete at the highest level. It's really important, and we're proud of the experience at Mullet Arena. We're really excited about what that offers for the fan base, the recruiting tool that it's continued to be, and I think what was really striking for me this weekend, I saw them the first weekend of the season and haven't had a chance to watch them play much since, but the physicality on a roster.
Yes.
And you can tell, like, we're recruiting at a new level now where the coaching staff can be in the conversations to get the best talent in the world at this point. We've obviously got a very international roster. The recruiting rules that are changing, where junior hockey players now have a pathway to come to the NCAA. We had a lot of conversations about that over the weekend. It's pretty exciting knowing that we can fish in a different pond now for some of the best hockey talent available, and they see what's happening at Mullet Arena and the atmosphere. They understand that this is a program that's getting guys to the NHL and having success at the highest level. And then you throw on top of that the ASU education, living in the Valley of the Sun. It's once again 70 and sunny outside, a little chilly in the morning. But where else would you want to play hockey at a high level than Phoenix, Arizona, in the Valley? So a lot to be excited about. And yes, the hockey experience is a priority for us moving forward. We want to continue to find ways to nurture that and grow it, certainly in the absence of NHL at this moment. It's really important that our hockey program is a point of pride for the community. Again, our coaches making the time and investment to do camps and clinics and get young kids excited about the sport in the way that they do. And Coach Powers and his assistants have really taken ownership in that responsibility. And all that flows together. So I think hockey continues to be a rocket ship for us at ASU, and we want to nurture that in all the ways that we can.
You mentioned the fan base, the facilities, also the weather. It was funny driving in on Saturday before the basketball doubleheader. I spotted a couple of big guys wearing all green. They were North Dakota players renting Bird scooters on Rio Salado.
Nice.
In a t-shirt and shorts, and I'm thinking, boy, how happy they must be to be in Arizona. No shade to North Dakota, of course, a historic.
A lot of
program
green
in the
this
sport.
weekend. We had
There's
Baylor in for
True.
basketball. We had North Dakota for
True.
hockey. So the green takeover. Yeah, I driving in. I guess it was Saturday. We had a lot of events on Saturday.
Yes,
we had
it was packed.
Ring ceremony for swim and dive, which was awesome, and then came in for women's basketball, hockey, men's basketball. Eureka in the Novus Innovation District was standing room only, and the new restaurants, the Fox restaurants, are a couple weeks away from opening, and they would have had a killer weekend if they could have maybe started a few weekends sooner. But it's nice when you see that electricity around campus on a game day for ASU fans, for the visiting fans, and I think in all of our conferences, in the Big 12 and the NCHC, in the conference that we're in for water polo and elsewhere, this is a destination. People want to come and watch their team play here, and that works both ways because it's just an incredible way for us to showcase ASU and all we're doing. So that was a fun one.
You mentioned the ring ceremony for swim and dive over the weekend, and that certainly was a great event. I wanted to get your thoughts on what that was like. Obviously, such an incredible run they had last year, continuing on that momentum into this year, but always special to kind of celebrate what you have done in the past. I mean, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it seems like it was eons ago that we actually won that national championship, but important that you take the time to celebrate. And winning at the high levels is hard, and there's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of thankless hours go into those moments, specifically for the coaches and the athletes that are in those programs. And so it was wonderful that they had a really big showing, both the men and women, against Minnesota on Friday, and then turned that into a celebratory weekend on Saturday with the ring ceremony. And the Mason family hosted us at their home in Paradise Valley. Couldn't have been a better setting. Incredible home. Thank you so much for making your house available for these young athletes to have a moment they'll never forget.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our message to the team is, hey, you've earned this. And you're bonded by the fact that you're national champions, and that forevermore you'll have this ring to signify the brotherhood of what you all accomplished together. And there were Olympians and world champions and national champions amongst the group. Really incredible support from the swimming alumni, the Sun Devil Swim Association, incredible alums that lead that effort along with our Sun Devil Club to really keep the momentum going in that sport. And there were a lot of conversations in the ceremony about, remember, not that long ago, this program was on the chopping block, and they had Save Sun Devil Swimming t-shirts that they were fundraising to come up with resources to keep this thing going. And then here we are now celebrating a national championship. So culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of people putting time and energy and effort into it. And you want to celebrate those moments. You win a national championship. It's important that, we talk a lot about rings and banners, Operation Rings and Banners. And anytime we're passing out championship rings, it's going to be a great day to be a part of.
So it was madness last week with so many events at home. A little lighter on the schedule. Men's and women's basketball both on the road. Men's basketball took on UCF, of course, as we were airing this, or right before we were recording this on a Tuesday. And then they'll be on the road at Cincinnati on Saturday. Women's basketball, Kansas at Kansas State this weekend as well. So they'll be in chilly Kansas throughout the week.
Yes.
But there are some home events. Men's and women's tennis, of course, getting going Thursday and Saturday, and we'll hear from the head coach, Coach Jackson, of the women's tennis program in just a few moments. And then water polo and wrestling, which now I'm putting you on the spot. Which of those two sports, water polo and wrestling, could you hold your own in? Because I was looking at the schedule today and I was like, both of those I'm dead.
Well, so Zeke has asked me to get in a wrestling bib. I don't know that that's a good look, and I don't plan on doing that.
Okay, I was going to say.
I guess he tries to do that. He's tried to get multiple people in the department involved in that. I'm too long for wrestling. I won't have a chance. There's too much surface area for people to grab onto, too many limbs.
I'm going to use that as my excuse too. Okay,
yeah,
we're both pretty tall.
Petra has not asked me to join water polo, and I don't think, I love swimming. I grew up in a pool, grew up in good weather where we're in the water a lot, but I think the combination of those sports, they might be our two most physical sports.
That's why I asked you.
In terms of endurance and discipline and the incredible athleticism that goes into it. I'm not even the best athlete in my family, so I'm not going to hold my own in wrestling or water polo. I'd rather be a fan. I'd rather be a supporter. I'd rather be a problem solver for both those programs. I think it's a tie. I can't pick one. But I'm excited to, I haven't seen a lot of water polo, admittedly,
it's fun.
in my ASU time, and so I'm excited to lock in. Petra's doing an incredible job, also an alum, leading a program, as is Zeke in wrestling. So both programs are in great hands, a lot of momentum, wrestling underway in their season, water polo about to start. And can't wait to spend some more time around Mona Plummer in support of water polo. Yeah,
wrestling came up with a big win over the weekend at Cal Baptist in Big 12 play. Water polo, 8-minute quarters. It's really fun, fast-paced to watch, and it might sound short, but when you think about you're in the water the entire. It's unbelievable what they do. That's it for segment number 1. We're trying to speed through today with Graham. He's got a busy schedule, but up next we have the women's tennis program. Both Coach Sheila McInerney joining us and the new head coach of women's tennis, Coach Jackson, when we come back on Sun Devil Extra.